Kicker Chris Boswell has it ready to go, and we are underway from Pittsburgh. Taken at the goal line. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
Here we go. Here we go. 11 coming.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not the start he was hoping for there, as he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. So, CD, this defense, they know that they have to be at their very best when they're taking on a team here that's in the midst of a winning streak that's now stretched over multiple months, not weeks, months.
I think the challenge they put upon themselves is we want to be the guys to end that streak. And what's working in their favor, the winning streak on the up.
Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted, thrown back across his body. Picked off by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to take possession of the football. It's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions. Can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34. This defense for the Bengals, they were very strong last week in that win over Cleveland.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one, but 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
Now a first down carry for Harris. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. The Steelers at 5-10 now on the year. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
In the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Deontay Johnson, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Boy, just zero hesitation from the rookie passer there, partner. He is coming out firing in this opening quarter.
And all the talk leading into this game was that pass rush talking about challenging this guy, getting into his grill, getting into his space. And how about him? Might be his first year in the NFL, but I don't see any fear in him at all. How about that big-time throw right out of the gate?
The Bengals drive about to get going. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
The first down run got 5. Here's second and 5. Here's Chandler on second down. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. On third down, Burrow. And that will be incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And taken right on the 30. They call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. This could end up being a pretty big drive. I mean, look, yes, it's early in this game, but they scored the touchdown. They got the stop. And now if they could get in the end zone here again, CD, they could grab an early stranglehold on this one.
Yeah, they certainly can, and that's what you're looking for. Where's the advantage? Can you gain it? Can you press it? Now for them, finishing it off, because right now it's out there for them. They've just got to go seize it.
They run again with Harris. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
The Bengals with 2 extra DBs, a nickel look on 3rd.
Blanketing the passing lanes.
He'll look to throw. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's intercepted. And the Bengals are going to have the football here at their own 18-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
They go play action with Burrow. And it's incomplete. Boy, he doesn't drop many like that one. 2nd down. These two teams met in Cincinnati earlier in the year with the Bengals coming out on top. So if they can win here in Pittsburgh, they'd be able to claim the season sweep.
On 1, ready?
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
11 MT paint. 11 MT paint.
Now Burrow. Man open. That's Jamar Chase complete. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. The LSU connection, Burrow to Chase for the Cincinnati first. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Now Burrow on 1st down. He will find his man Chase complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll be marked as a 27-yard pickup. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Here's Burrow. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. T.J. Watt, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. They were able to win last week despite him being sacked 4 times. They might need to tighten the reins a little bit, or this one may not end in another victory.
You're right about that. They can't count on just winning the game no matter what happens. They can't let the accumulation of hits and harassment in the pocket get to their quarterback. Got to stop that, give him clean lanes to throw the football in order to have a better chance to win again this week.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big 3rd down coming up.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to have the hook up here to Chase. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I've played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the fourth down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
So on fourth down, off goes Burrow. On comes Evan McPherson for the Bengal field goal. From the right hash and call it an even 50 yards. McPherson's kick is good. And they are on the board, trailing now 6-3. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. As the offense comes out here, Charles, maybe perhaps a bit more of a focus on the run game for this drive after tossing an interception on the previous one?
I think that's a good way to look at it and a good way to think about it, but maybe they get to it in a little bit different way because after you throw an interception, you want to make sure you keep your quarterback's confidence high. So maybe you give him a couple easy throws that he can complete and then get to the running game and try and get things settled down.
Yeah, and still in the first half here, a long way to go. 2nd and 9 now. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. 6-3 is our score after one. It's the NFL on EA Sports. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. Back to throw. He gets it complete to Harris. And he is going to lose yardage here. They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And that's going to bring up a fourth down. On is Presley Harvin now as he'll send this one away. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. With it is Brown. A 46-yard boot, but just 36 following a pretty decent return of 10 yards. And the Bengals will take over here 1st and 10. The Bengals drive about to get going. And they, on paper, Charles, no doubt they have the edge in this one. They are sitting with the AFC elite, and on the other side, they're down toward the bottom of the AFC. But you know what they say, especially at this point in the season, watch out for a trap game.
And in doing so, I would take my game plan and condense it. I would rely on my fundamentals, the fact that my players are probably just better, and not try and do too much, do just enough to win the game. And on the other side of the field, I'm doing everything. Every trick play I can think of, every different formation, you name it, I'm throwing it at them in order to try and get the upset win.
Throwing now, Burrow on 1st down. He's going to sling this deep downfield. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And the Steelers are going to have it here at their own 9-yard line. So the interception there, and Charles, I'd imagine that's something you can maybe live with in December, but not come January.
And I love how you make the distinction there. You're talking about regular season versus the postseason, the playoffs. Because these guys, they've already clinched a playoff spot, but they know, looking ahead, when they get into the postseason, they've got to take better care of the football because turnovers in that situation, they really become magnified.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense, and know what they say, those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
A tough adjustment to the NFL throughout his rookie season, and his problem with turnovers is only exacerbated by his early showing today. That's a couple for him here in this first half, and he's cleared the double-digit mark for the entire season.
12.
Now a handoff to Chandler. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
On 2nd and 11 now. Burrow steps away to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. So that'll leave Burrow and the Bengals with a 3rd and long after that sack we just saw. They'll drop to throw. Touchdown! Jamar Chase, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the Bengals have moved out in front. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. It's still early in this one, Charles, but the last time this offense was out there, they threw their first interception of the ball game, so trying to avoid repeating that mistake here on this drive.
And to put a positive spin on it, at least it happened in the first half and not in a close game in the fourth quarter, but you're absolutely right, partner. One of the last things this offensive quarterback wants to witness again in this game.
Kind of an obvious question, Charles, but anything you try to avoid after your first pick, or you say it's one interception, we're still in the first half, I'm going to do the same thing?
I think you want to avoid playing scared, and put it into the mind of the quarterback that you've lost confidence in him. Make sure you get some throws that he's going to be able to complete, make him feel good about himself, and continue to run your offense. And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's 4th down.
Now Brown. A nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And the Bengals take over 1st and 10.
I'm wondering.
The Bengals drive about to get going. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
Thus far, they have been able to move the line of scrimmage very well in the running game. Almost felt like they said in the huddle, can you guys pass protect? Let's take a big shot downfield. Didn't get it on that one, but they may come back to it again.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Burrow. Got a man open. It's Chase. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action.
Here we go.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
11, mighty. 11, 12, 12. 11, MT, paint. 11, MT, paint. 12, 12, 12. 11, 11, 11.
Burrow looking to pass. Another one into the hands of Jamar Chase. And he's going to get this down near the 25.
11 MT, 11 MT. 11 MT, 11 MT. 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11.
They will throw on 1st down with Burrow. Throw left side complete to Chase. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up for the 1st and goal.
Now Chandler. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Ty Chandler with career touchdown number 70. And the Bengals will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. They'll elect to bring it out. And all deep in his own territory. He coughs up the football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
At the 18-yard line, a 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Here's a 2nd and 7. It's brought in by Harris. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well. They've kept them around in this game. Now they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Averaging 50 yards a boot so far as this one's away. Fielded just inside the 30. A nice return there of 11 to help mitigate a good punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. A very good starting field position from the Bengals here as they come up 1st and 10 at the 40.
11.
Now it's Burrow. Open man downfield is Chase. He's got it. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And those two just have been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
They'll send Brown in motion right. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Burrow forced out to his left. It's complete to Brown, right side. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 20-yard line.
Here we go. Well.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And able to get this down inside the 15, either the 13 or 14 before he's out of bounds. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing a throw. Now they got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the 1st down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Burrow. Throwing for Chase on the crosser. He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Jamar Chase with career touchdown number 75, as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good, and the lead is up to 18 now. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Now back to throw. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with him.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
I think we've seen this before. Someone's down 3 scores. That situation there, it's just going to add to their growing frustrations, don't you think?
Yeah, a bad number 3 right now. 3-score game, third quarter, 3 and out, not what they wanted. And you can tell on the sideline, those faces are getting a little bit longer as this one goes. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. We'll call that a 49-yard punt with a return of just 2. And that will come the offense as they take over. From Soldier Field, meanwhile, in Chicago, a third-quarter score. And the Packers adding to their totals there and their lead. We'll keep you updated on that one as it progresses. The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, this offense, this team, they are rolling right now, Charles. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. You look at the scoreboard, and they pretty much right now got this thing on cruise control.
Yeah, and this is that time of game where you and I have to be prepared, right? Isn't this kind of like that empty the bucket time where you have to go into your blowout material and make sure we have some different things? That's what we're staring at right now, the way this one is going.
11 MT, 11 MT. 11, 11, 11, 11. 11, 11, 11.
From the 44, Burrow. It's caught inside the 25. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Ty Chandler. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And they open the lead up now to 25. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
And he'll be stopped short of the first down right around the 18-yard line. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a fourth down. The Steelers send out their punter now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. And we'll see what he can do on the return. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over first and 10.
At their own 32-yard line. On one, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. They're continuing to rock and roll, and at intermission, maybe sometimes you fear after such a good first half of a letdown, but that wasn't the case.
And what I remember most about being in those situations is exactly what you're talking about. You almost have that sense of satisfaction. You're like, we're doing really well. I remember one time someone saying, winning's fun, but so is playing really well. Why would we want to do otherwise? That was the message, to keep the intensity up, to keep things going. And that's exactly what we're seeing here from this team.
Yeah, it's helped them extend their lead. They run it with Chandler. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Off the play fake, here's Burrow. And this is caught. It's Brown. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 36. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter.
Here we go.
Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this.
12, 11, 11, 11, 11. 11 MT paint. 11 MT paint. 12, 12, 12. 12, 12, 12. 11, 11, 11.
Now Burrow on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Chandler. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line.
11, 11. 11, 11, 11, 11. 11 minus. 11 minus.
To throw again on second down. Burrow. And now Burrow going to be intercepted yet again. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to get the football here at their own 23. Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him. And I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, they've talked about it for years. They've done the drills. But they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
Dancing to his left. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
They had a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. It's a gain of 3, and it'll be second down. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
This offense so far on third down, they're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 17. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Steelers send out their punter now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Taking it about the 36. It'll be a net of only 30 here. 40-yard punt, 10 on the return.
On 2, ready?
The Bengals drive about to get going. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put in #1 for what we've seen this season.
As that lead just swells and swells. Look, this has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So don't we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one? You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And, boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
1 yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
They'll set up to throw. The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Say hello to Eric Kendricks. He gets the sack there. And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hasn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You
Yeah.
see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. And that's caught inside the 35. And he steps out of bounds, but not before he gets inside the 35. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 47 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Back to throw here. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And the Bengals are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. But with this advantage, this defense knew that passes were coming, and they stayed in position, Charles, and picked one off here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, what a way to cap things off, huh? Because I think this is part of the game within the game. They see the scoreboard, they see what they can accomplish, and they went for it.
A good pickup there, 21 yards.
A gain of 21 yards. 1st down, Bengals.
11, Thomas.
On 1st and 10, Joe Burrow. He hits Dobbs on the crosser. And they work this well upfield across the 45. It's another 1st down as they bite off 23 more on that one.
11.
Here's Chandler. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
11 mighty. 12.
From just shy of midfield, Burrow. And this one is incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Got a man. It's Chase. He completes it. And they're going to have themselves another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 26.
A gain of 22 yards.
11.
Now it's Burrow. A quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach. And maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up. But he certainly will have some explaining to do.
And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 and mark him at the 5. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. A good pickup there, 21 yards. On first down, Chandler. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal.
Here we go.
It's a gain of a yard. Brings up second and goal. At the Steelers.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Steps away. This is caught. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to third and goal.
12.
Now receiver in motion left. On third down, it's Chandler, and he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly.
But not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half. And Johnson lost the football. It's loose, poked out, and the Bengals grab it. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the fourth, it doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week, because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
First down, here's Burrow. And his throw here's incomplete.
But their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy, because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out, because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Here we go.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
11 MT.
Here's Burrow. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down.
11.
4th down. Here's Joe Burrow. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. The safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the 4th quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open, because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side, and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. That winds up pushing him back 11 yards on the sack. And that'll bring up 3rd.
This game, it was well in hand early, never really in doubt. Charles, you and I do so many games together. There's so much parity in the NFL, a lot of close battles. This was not one. Tip your cap to them for a really impressive effort.
Yeah, and you know, as the game went on, I think the defense kind of got together and said, you see our guys on offense, they're just putting up point after point. We need to leave our mark somehow, too, and they did it, pitching a second-half shutout.
So for Cincinnati,
they continue their winning ways as they run their mark to 15-1 on the year.